Sergei!
I was wondering what had happened to him since the Americans got him and his parents out of Russia.
Well, wonder no more. We start by catching up with his life. He seems content where he is, he has a wife, and he's a physics teacher at the local college. Well, that is, until he hears Margot's speech giving her reasons for her defection on TV.
Yeah, one small earth-shattering speech on national TV throws his whole world upside down.
You really love that woman. He decides on the course of action and drives all the way to Aleda's house and tells her exactly what took place back in '94, how Margot never wanted to give her engine design until the KGB strangled Sergei in front of her, and how she sacrificed herself and her career to save his life. And now, he really needs to speak with her.
Well, that puts a different spin on the whole story, doesn't it, Mouse?
Told you she did it for love. She was betraying her country long before that. She helped Sergei and the Russians for years before then.
Back on Mars, Ed's trying to convince Massey that Dev's on the level when it comes to helping Mars.
That's rich considering what he did last episode. I'm kind of wondering how no one seems to have an issue that Dev's taken over Ilya's bar and smuggling business. It seems to be business as usual down there. There's no time for that, Mouse, as Palmer, the station's new XO, shuts down the bar.
Ilya's doing?
That's what I'm wondering. Or it could be everyone knew of this little backroom dealing, just like Ed did, but they let it slide as it got people a little comfort they needed.
But no more.
That's right. No more. Despite the fact the strike was broken, it seems Paul has ordered a massive crackdown on the base. ID checks everywhere, unfinished sublevels are sealed, controls around the elevators. As Ed says, it's like being in Russia.
It's also going to be hard to organize whatever Dev and Ed are planning, as Kelly's seeker mission means she has to leave Alex with Ed for 3 days.
But in between the babysitters he'll have to arrange, he'll also have an opportunity to get closer to Alex thanks to a little friendly advice from Dev.
So he's no longer an oaf?
You don't stop being an oaf that quickly, Gigi. And now we have a Mission Impossible style scenario where Dev and the strike leaders plan to swap out a communications component on Mars's ship so they can give it instructions to counter NASA's and divert the asteroid and make it orbit Mars instead of Earth.
Well, that's gonna take some doing.
How are they gonna do that? Massey will do the swapping.
Well, wouldn't she be barred from flying again, being the strike leader and all?
Dev convinces them otherwise, saying that would show clear discrimination because of her actions and make his company vulnerable to lawsuits.
No one likes a lawsuit. Still, I don't trust him for breaking the strike, though.
Seems he needed the fuel production to resume, otherwise neither planet would have got the asteroid, Doc.
Anyway, in order to achieve their goal, they need to smuggle backup equipment from the ship in orbit down to Mars. Lucky Macy knows a guy. And it all goes like clockwork until a shipping error sends a crucial component to the secure lockup, and there's no way to get it aside from a tiny intake vent.
How tiny?
It's pretty much Alex-shaped.
Ain't that lucky?
Now, all Massey has to do is swap the ship's communications component for their own modified one, pretty much in front of the whole crew.
Well, it's literally there, on the bridge, and it's not a small thing either. F*** me.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Meanwhile, by the Korolev crater on Mars, Kelly's about to finally start her mission.
What an exciting moment for her after all these years of research and planning.
And in Houston, aside from Hobson buttering her up, no one at the Space Center is happy at all to see Margot.
Can you blame them? There's a traitor in their midst. Despite that, Sergei managed to convince Aleda to pass on a message to Margot.
Well, gotta be careful considering she's been watched by the CIA and the KGB.
A clever complex calculation is all she needs, which, when broken down, results in a latitude, a longitude, and a time. It was a little touch and go, but she got there and mate with Sergei.
Without her KGB and CIA security, how did she manage that?
I'm wondering that too, and how Sergei might have put himself in great danger by doing that. But the info he had to relay was critical. Irina was his handler. She controlled the entire situation between him and Margot for decades. Margot's not safe in Russia, and she shouldn't go back.
Wouldn't it have been easier for Aleda to tell her that?
Yeah, it would have, but I guess he also wanted to see her.
I think that risk will be his undoing.
We'll know soon enough. So, we're gearing up for the finale, as we've got 2 plans for the asteroid, one dependent on usurping the other, which should be fun to watch. And we have a new crisis for Margot. All good stuff.
What about Kelly's Seeker project?
It feels a little like a distraction at the moment. I mean, she'll either find life or not. It's not as crucial nor mission critical as the other two. Kinda like Sveta.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Exactly. What happened to her? Whether you like it or not, there was this burgeoning romance between her and Ed.
And you didn't like that?
That's right, I didn't, but it was there. But ever since she was sent to India to face the consequences of her actions, that's it. Not another word. We don't even know her fate. Makes you wonder what the point of it all was.
And you think Kelly's mission will be similar?
Put it this way, seems she only came to Mars so Alex could fit in that tiny air vent. But despite that, it was another solid episode, obviously building up to the grand finale. Who will get the asteroid?
I'm rooting for Mars.
Me too. Although, that means rooting for Dev, and I don't really trust the guy. It's also going to be hard to organize whatever Dev and Ed are planning, and it's also hard to organize whatever Dev and Ed